povo do YouTube, só no Gameplay na área. Mais uma vez, Alex aqui com vocês, pra gente continuar com o Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain. Imagina que agora, isso, vamos iniciar aqui o episódio 1. Porque esse que passou o último foi o epílogo 0. Vamos lá. Esqueçam de ver o episódio 1 aí, pra quem não sabe o que tá acontecendo, porque que ele tá saindo aí todo fudido do meio do lago. Tudo isso está explicado no vídeo 1.
Come on.
My name's Ocelot. Big boss. You know who I am. A certain man gave me a job to do. 2, actually. First was to get you out of that hospital. The second was to rescue the man himself. You remember? Your partner 9 years ago, Kazuhira Miller. 9 years back, your private army came under attack by Cypher. You were considered dead. Until today, that is, when Cypher found you. And it's not just them. The whole world wants you dead. You'll have to join up with Miller. Build that private army of yours one more time. It's your only chance. First, we need to save Miller. He's in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
What, you can't keep up with world affairs in a coma? 4 years ago, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The Muslims are fighting back with Western support. Miller was training Mujahideen rebels when he was captured by the Soviets. The Red's 40th Army. Troop strength somewhere around 100,000. The squad holding Miller set off near the Pakistan border yesterday. Now in 3 days, they'll reach the Soviet garrison. They'll be interrogated for a few more days, and it's off to a lager. Or left to rot in a ditch on Afghan soil. I give him 2 weeks. The job didn't mean anything to Miller. I only took it on to keep you safe. Well, there's our ride. It's a whaling ship. Had a pretty good deal on her once the IWC started raising a stink. Now 7 days to Port Qasim, another 3 overland. So we won't have much time once we're there. Don't take too long getting used to your new self. Hang on. Ha!
Capítulo 1, Vingança. Agora o bagulho começa pra valer, vamos lá. Então a gente estava em Cipros, estamos indo para Israel, é isso? Canal de Suez. Sudão. República do Iêmen. Somália. Golfo de Aden. Ó. Vai ganhar um braço novo. Ó. Paquistão. E chegamos no Afeganistão. Vamos lá. Recompensas. Informações de Ocelote, Homem em Chamas, Fita de Música 2. Ok. Episódio 1, Membros Fantasmas, Phantom Limbs.
The area ahead is under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing. Getting used to it? After 9 years on ice, the solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces should be the perfect warm-up.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Check its location now. Take out your iDroid. You see Bundy on the map? That's where they're keeping Miller. Only problem is, we don't know his exact location. Finding it is your first priority.
Tá, aqui é onde eu tenho que ir, é isso. Missão selecionada, Membro Fantasma, localizar e resgatar Kazuhira Miller. Tempo decorrido? Ah, tá. E tem coisas pra eu fazer também, calma, eu quero ver aqui como é que funciona o mapinha.
Boss, put the
Missões.
iDroid away for a moment.
Registro. Rádio de inteligência.
The target is Kazuhira Miller, your
Boss,
old
put the
partner.
iDroid away for
He
a
was
moment.
captured by the Soviets and is being held at 1 day. He's gonna look a lot worse than that photo. I'm sure you'll know him when you see him.
Tá. Ok. Ok, tarefas da missão, ok.
Boss, put the iDroid away for a moment.
Mother Base ainda nada. Tá bom. Ah, aqui é o que? Foto aérea. Modo mapa. Tá.
Boss, put the iDroid away for a moment.
Como é que eu guardo mesmo o minimapa? Aqui é zoom. Aqui é onde eu estou. Caralho. Aqui.
Boss, put the iDroid away for a moment. Got your binoculars? Or should I say, your int scope? See the village?
Ó.
To the right. Look up.
Vou dar um mega zoom. Mas onde eu tenho que olhar? Que vilarejo?
Have you spotted the village? Zoom in closer.
Olha, tem um bagulho ali, ó.
All right, that's the
Esse é um
village.
sniper.
If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it. That's Violo Village, the Violo Calais. The villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dewandehar. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
Marker placed.
Now you won't have to worry about getting lost along the way. You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Dewandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own.
Oh yeah, assim que é bom, mano. Trabalhar sozinho. Sem encheção de saco.
You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. You'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back. Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
Oh yeah. It's fun time, baby. Oh yeah, moleque. Ver controles. Ah tá, o triângulo é pra sair do cavalo, ok. Voltar. Não, isso depois eu vejo. Sai. Deixa eu só abrir o iDroid aqui de novo. Pra lembrar o que eu tenho, como é que é aqui. Preciso me familiarizar com isso aqui, moleque. Posto de comunicações leste. Alerta baixo. Ah, tá. O que é isso aqui?
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dekelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system.
Pra frear.
You safe in British military hospital for 9 years.
Ó.
The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety.
Ah, tá. Ok.
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory.
Posição de esconderijo? Como assim? Ah,
That's how
tá.
badly they wanted you dead.
Calma aí, eu tenho que... Calma. Abre o droid aqui. E o zoom mesmo, zoom aqui, tá.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Kelly is
A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dewandehar. The transport log might still be around somewhere.
The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Decalia sits right on top of it.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all had their own stake in pitting the two
Deixa eu ver essa
against
aqui.
each other. But once you
Nossa, tem coisa pra caralho pra ver, moleque.
impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like death.
Deixa eu ver essa aqui primeiro. Acho que... Como é que faz pra marcar mesmo?
Revenge just fans the flames, and then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace
Não.
talks. The
Quero marcar aqui.
Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge.
Não.
Cyprus is no different.
Meu Deus.
You're up.
We're changing ships.
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're going to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line.
Eu não sei, cara. É muito estranho isso aqui. Tudo bem, vamos pra esse primeiro, vai.
Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding.
Ah, é, calma. E o...
There's a Soviet guard post. There are bound to be guards. Take a look with your binoculars. Put the enemy in the center of your field of view.
The Soviets still haven't devised a counter strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. Gonna be a tough
O L1, né?
It's up to you whether to slip by enemies or take them down. Just remember that any situation can change fast. Familiarize
É, eu marquei tudo errado. Agora não adianta porra nenhuma.
You need to be able to switch between them quickly to meet any threat.
Has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes. The United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for
agachar,
Western
como é que faz pra
nations'
agachar mesmo? É o
boycott of the
X.
previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes.
You're almost at the enemy outpost, Vialo Village. The village is crawling with enemy
Posso entrar aqui?
Don't just go
Posso.
waltzing in. Start with some recon. Is there anywhere that overlooks the village?
revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics.
L2, mas preparar, mas
In
atacar.
protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries
Ah.
were absent. It's too bad I didn't get
Será que
to
eu...
see Yamashita's judo.
Olha aqui.
When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window.
Isso aqui é o assovio pra chamar o cavalo?
Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won in the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil
Charuto
empire,
Phantom.
The Second Cold War.
and there's been no end to regional
Eita porra, não.
wars.
Como é que eu faço pra desativar?
The Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes. Egypt and
Ih,
Israel
fudeu.
sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President
Eita caralho, como é que eu faço pra desativar isso, porra?
apparently his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs.
Ah, nada, né?
Islamic extremists.
Ah, nada,
Yes.
tá certo.
Fundamentalist extremists have been
Calma.
responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent
Granada de
years.
mão.
We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage. And suicide.
Armas de apoio. Granada de mão e outras armas de arremesso podem ser lançadas em um arco ascendente para atingir inimigos, tá? Segura o botão de para parar, para o arco, depois R2 para arremessar.
Bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers
Ah,
stationed
tá,
there.
agora eu entendi. Eu tenho a pistolitia.
Countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men.
Modo de infiltração. Ah,
They pulled their
tá.
forces
E
out,
aperto o...
handing private
Uia!
forces golden opportunity. Private forces. Small
Nossa, maneiro, gostei.
national
Levanta aí.
organization working for the highest bidder.
Calma aí.
That's right. They got the idea from
Deixa eu abrir o iDroid de novo. Eu tenho que me acostumar com os comandos, né, mano? Esse J, não. Tira esse marcador. Não tem nada de J, não. Porra nenhuma. Vamos pro I. Ali, ali mesmo. Vambora.
You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation. I remember, but I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh?
How about it? Can you see the...
Parou. Que com certeza tem inimigo.
Up until now. But this is where the hard stuff begins.
Marcação, vamos ver. Você pode marcar inimigos, prisioneiros ou veículos. Para marcar um alvo, você pode aproximar o zoom nele ou mantê-lo centralizado na tela com agilidade. Você também pode marcar alvos adicionais com binóculo na mira de uma arma. Oh, beleza.
The year before
Look at
Vamos
where
lá.
the enemies are stationed. Look at their gear.
Vamos ver o que temos aqui.
There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there.
He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world. Those who needed military
Colocar marcador? Não, não quero colocar marcador nenhum, caralho. Quero saber onde estão os inimigos. É isso que eu quero saber.
Then Miller came across this.
Ah, ali, ó.
There's a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You
Ele não marcou.
and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an on-purpose.
Ah, marcou. Beleza.
Focus on the thread and it'll be
Tem
marked.
que ser mais perto para marcar.
You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming in with your binoculars or camera. Once they're marked, you'll also see their positions on the map.
Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid.
Ah, o pente é para arremessar, né?
A mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF posed
Será que essa aqui é silenciada, mano?
team, stormed Mother Base.
Bom, eu não vou arriscar.
At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's plight.
Não!
A back door to Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing
Sério mesmo que o cara me viu? Puta que pariu, hein?
Down already?
Além disso, mesmo durante o dia, esconder-se em áreas de sombra dificulta a dissecção,
Goes
tá?
without saying that darkness is good for infiltration, but your vision will be affected just the same. Keep your guard up, or who knows when you'll bump into an enemy.
Those of your men out on the
Ah,
side,
tá, tá ficando escuro. Agora que eu tô entendendo.
they refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day.
Só falta mais uma, né?
That was
É,
XOF's primary objective.
beleza. Deixa tocando tudo aí.
You did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at.
Ué?
Before they'd even
Ah,
finished
tá.
operating, your men moved you to that.
Ah, isso é tranquilizante. Ah.
It was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in
Eu
your
quero saber se essa arma...
written off right from the start.
Eu acho que essa arma é silenciada, mano. Eu preciso testar.
Down to heaven, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on. A prosthetic arm.
Não, cara. O cara não me viu. É mentira.
The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think? I can still feel my real arm. You better get used to this one quick. You have any pain? Every now and then. Where? My fingertips. My left fingertips. Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand. Yeah. What about your vision? Can you see okay? Yeah, at the moment. Now, the shrapnel in your skull is... nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah. Don't leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight.
Visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are.
Agora que eu vi que tá vindo um cara aqui. Puta que pariu.
I think so. When? Right after I wake up. Come
Mind, your weapon will be loud from now on.
a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon.
Eu não posso fuzilar o cara? A mancada, achei que podia dar uma fuzilada no cara. Mancada, hein? Bom, só ver essa armite aqui. Ó. Ah, legal. Maneiro. Bom, pessoal, vou terminar esse vídeo aqui. Já deu pra... Deixa eu só ver se tem como salvar aqui. Acho que não, né? Eu não vi nenhum save, nem porra nenhuma. Tá. Eu acho que não sei. Peraí, deixa eu só ver aqui se tem alguma coisa aqui. Algum puto aqui.
There could be intel files of some kind in there.
Tem não. Oh, quem me viu? Olha o cara ali. Vai se fuder, seu puto. Acho que eu comecei essa primeira missãozinha aqui errada, né, mano? Essa é errada, essa primeira missão aqui. Com certeza eu comecei errado, moleque. Já fiz caquinha já. Com certeza, mano. Beleza. Quem me viu? Bom, vamos metralhar a galera.
You have arrived at your destination.
Eu tenho que marcar os caras antes de entrar. Por que ele não pega cover? Vamos lá, vou matar só mais esse aqui, senão o vídeo vai ficar muito longo.
Outpost captured.
Capturado, oh yeah. Beleza. Será que é porque eu limpei a área, isso? Deve ser, né? É isso mesmo, eu limpei a área. Aí sumiu o ícone. Ah. Eu acho que é isso, eu não sei. Mas beleza, então, terminar esse vídeo aqui, pessoal. No próximo a gente vai lá no da Guandaikar. Obrigado por ter assistido de verdade. Se gostou, não esqueça de curtir o vídeo, mas principalmente se inscrever no canal, ok? Não gostou por qualquer motivo, críticas serão bem-vindas. A gente se vê no próximo, eu espero. Valeu demais, como sempre, e falou!